And we've got some Tuesday night baseball from the Birdcage. The Tampa Spartans and Valdosta State Blazers will face off for the second time this season on the SSE Digital Network. I'm Taylor Storley, joined as always. Well, actually not at the start of the season. We were split up.
We alternated a little bit. But you had other sports, I had basketball.
Yep, we went back and forth a bit, but Jack Ike is also here tonight, and we are ready for another midweek matchup. This time an overcast Tuesday. We've had some rain throughout the day, but things remain clear. The radar looks nice and dry. Yeah. And even though it's a bit windy, it should be nice weather for some baseball.
Yeah, we had a lot of rain come in. Started about 3 or 4 o'clock this morning. And for those who don't know, Tampa area is in what is called a severe drought. I mean, there are burn bans, there are watering bans, everything is going on. So any kind of moisture we get like we got last night is more than welcome. I was also happy to see it was this morning because I knew it would blow through. We had a turf field. Now all we have to do is handle 17-mile-an-hour winds blowing in over the left field fence.
That's the thing that won't stop a game, but it might lead to a couple of awkward moments in-game, especially for power hitters. It's good news for a pitcher like Oscar Hernandez. He gets the opening role for the Spartans tonight. It will be a bullpen game, as you'd expect out of a midweek matchup like this. And Tobin Moran, who was the previous number 4 guy in the rotation, has since become a high-leverage bullpen player with the absence of Sammy Beer in this midseason slate. So it'll be Oscar Hernandez getting his first career start for the Spartans tonight. We don't know how long it'll be. Coach Urso is optimistic that'll at least be a handful of innings. The junior comes out of Orlando, Florida, last pitch with the State College of Florida last season, and was pretty active in the rotation. 13 starts at 5.15 ERA, 53 strikeouts at 21 balls. This year, he has an 0-1 record, 4.02 ERA, and out of 11 games, he's had 15 innings and 14 strikeouts out of the Tampa bullpen.
When we talked to Joe just before the game, he said we'd like to get 3, maybe 4 innings out of him and then turn it over to a host of others.
For Hernandez, it's not his first time in a Sunshine State Conference team. Before he came to UTampa out of the State College of Florida, he began his college career at Nova Southeastern. It'd be interesting to see
the error of his ways.
Yes, he decided to come to the better program. He will have a chance to face that old school this weekend or next weekend, I believe. I'm trying to remember. Is it Rollins first or Nova first?
Nova.
So Nova. It will be an exciting game. Spartans and Sharks. Sadly, it'll be away from the Birdcage.
Yeah, we're gone for the next 2 weekends. Nova Southeastern and Rollins. We don't get back here till about the 28th or so.
Yeah, the 24th, 25th. That is the Florida Tech weekend before the series season finales against Eckerd and Barry. Should be an exciting race for the SSC title. But now let's give you the Valdosta State starting lineup for the top of the first. Parker Ladd leads off. He'll be followed by Brent Howard. Batting third, Ryan Strachan. Batting fourth, Luke Flading. Batting fifth, Charlie Banks. Batting sixth, Marcos Seviano. Batting seventh, Jason Mask, as that'll be strike one to start the game at 5:02 p.m. Batting eighth, Will Beckham. Batting ninth, Matt Keller. Ladd, the leadoff man, is the top player in terms of batting average for the Blazers this season. And he'll send one up to Ponce. Good scoop. Good toss, one down.
That's what you want on your first ball. One that takes a nice hop for you, easy out. Just get the rhythm down.
Especially with Tampa's errors back on Saturday, Game 2.
It was a wild and woolly day.
It certainly was. 4 errors in total out of the Moxon Spartans. Tampa didn't have too much danger come out of the errors, although they did lead to 2 unearned runs for John Luke Lanton, who fired a quality start in line for the win. The lefty Howard ready to go. There are 3 left-handed batters in the Valdosta State lineup. Missing low, ball 1 from Hernandez.
They say the wind is coming in at 17 miles an hour, gusting to 33.
Could definitely feel it on the field and with some of the papers up in the booth.
Yeah, and for those of us in Florida who've been here a while, and we both have, they even said that the wind chill is down to 66.
That's why a lot of the players,
so don't feel sorry for us for complaining about it, but it is different for people down here. This is a cold front that blew in last night, and it's supposed to hang around for a couple of days. We did game Saturday, and it was 87 degrees.
Yeah, it's this time of year. It's very fluctuating. Sometimes you'll be cold, sometimes you'll be hot, and you might notice some of the Tampa players wearing longer sleeves and sweatshirts today.
Yeah. I mean, we went through a nasty spell in February,
and
it was really cold for a long time.
That one right to Hernandez on the 2-1. And that'll be out number 2 on a toss to Carlson.
And again, a nice way to do it. Just make it easy and have it in front of you and get the easy out.
Always ideal when you can make it easy for yourself. Take a look over at the bullpen for Valdosta State. Boomer Dunn is getting a warm-up. Just like the Spartans, it'll be a bullpen day for the Blazers. Also helps that these teams have faced each other before. So now adding in these relievers, they'll keep their opponent guessing, trying to see some new players' stuff over the course of the day. Ripped it to left field. It will not be a perfect first inning for Hernandez. Will it be a 2-out double? Strachan is headed to second, and he'll be in there safely, beating the relay, a 2-out double.
These teams did meet on March 3rd, so about a month ago, in Valdosta, and Tampa won at 14-6. These teams have a good history against each other. They've met 60 times, with Tampa winning 36, Valdosta State 24. Of the last 10 games, Tampa's got just a 4-6 record against it. Valdosta State is struggling this year, 13-24. Perennially, they're a team to watch out for in this region.
Yeah, whether it's in the regular season or postseason, the Blazers always a tough foe for the Spartans. And it's not just within baseball either. They frequently have strong teams across all sports they play. But a bit of a retooling or rebuilding year for the program. Still some things to be optimistic about. They're a resilient team. That's what Coach Holst told me pre-game. They've had quite a few walk-off wins this season. And when it comes down to the wire, they can definitely convert, as the count will go 1-1, to a man who Coach Holst is also hoping can get a little bit better BABIP luck. Luke Flading is hitting .255 on the year, but Coach has mentioned he's had quite a few good at-bats, but recently some of them are just going straight to the defense.
Got to hit them where they ain't, huh?
Exactly. And
these teams have met, you talked about their history, 4-1 in postseason. Tampa has the edge on there. When they played a month ago, Tampa had an 8-0 lead, hit 5 home runs in the game, 7 extra base hits. So they really pounded the ball.
Blazers will have to do the same against Hernandez. That one sent foul by Flading, 2-2. Flading with 17 RBIs on the year as well. Checks the runner. 2 strikes, 2 outs for Hernandez. Hit up the middle, and that'll give the Blazers the lead. He was one to watch and immediately delivers an RBI double. Actually, single. Great throw from center field, and Jordan Evans, as Valdosta State strikes first with a timely hit with 2 outs.
Couple good hits after a couple easy outs. And as we just said, got to hit them where they ain't, and they did that time.
So maybe the start of a breakout day for Flading. That'll bring up Charlie Banks with 2 away. Bit easier now for Hernandez. The runner's not in scoring position. First pitch, swing and a miss.
And even though they did pick up a run on a couple hits, Hernandez is throwing strikes. You know, he's not wasting pitches. He's saying, hey, I'll see if my fielders can back me up. You don't want somebody... I mean, what we saw on Saturday is against Tampa, they walked the pitcher to start the game, walked the bases full. First 3 batters, walked them all.
Yeah, that was the second game where Tampa ended up winning 12-1 with B.J. Bailey on the mound. Tampa somehow only escaped that first inning with 1 run.
I know.
But they did score plenty more as the game continued. Tampa's definitely been able to make some comeback victories happen in the past. Game 3 had a leadoff home run for Jenkins out of the Mocs offense. This one fielded by Martinez on a diving hop. Throw is scooped, out number 3, and 2 timely hits with 2 down. Get the Blazers on the board. But a lot of these games have hit double-digit scoring over the last few years, so expect more offense to follow. I highly doubt it'll be a 3-1 game like we saw on Friday night between the Mocs and Spartans. It'll be done, inheriting a lead when we come back on the SSE Digital Network. So, Valdosta State have a tough job today. No, it's not beating the Tampa Spartans. That's a given. But it's actually about their bullpen usage. I had a chance to catch up with Coach Holst before the game, and he mentioned that he was talking with Joe, and he said, thanks to fatigue, some injuries, he needs to keep his players healthy for the weekend. So his top 5 guys that he would use out of the bullpen are not available for tonight's game. So he's going to be having to throw
6, 7, 8 deep.
Yeah, maybe even 9, 10, 11, 12. College bullpens are pretty deep.
Yeah.
So naturally you get a lot of people to use. And one of them will be Booper Dunn. He'll be an opener and trying to get a couple clean innings just like Hernandez. 6.35 ERA on the year. He has struck out 6 and 5 2/3 innings on the season. And just like Hernandez, has not made a start this season for the Blazers. But let's give you the Spartans starting 9. Now, our camera won't always be able to show the center field scoreboard. It'll also be pretty small on the screens. But as part of Throwback Night, we've been able to find a lot of kid pictures of Tampa players.
I think they're great.
They are great, and they surprised some of the players with some of the pictures earlier today during one of the practices, and some fun reactions from the players. You can check out that video on social media. Really wholesome to see. Some of them getting very embarrassed about it. Others liking the images, as that's going to be a sliding grab by Howard. 1 down, and Evans, so close on the slide to first. That was like he was playing the NPB Power Pros video game, where you see a lot of headfirst slides from the players going to first. Obviously not a reference everyone can get, but definitely a cool play nonetheless. Evans retired. Here's the rest of the Spartan starters. Evans followed by Woodburn. Batting third, Gunnar Carlson. Batting fourth, Joander Irigoyen. Batting fifth, Jake Books. Sixth, Nick Pereira. Seventh, Javi Soto. 8, Jack Martinez. Ninth, Jesse Ponce. That'll be ball 1 low and away. And one thing to note is that I think that has become the common starting 9 for the Spartans.
Yeah.
Pereira and Vanacek kind of being subbed in and out from time to time.
How are you, boss?
Pretty good.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good.
1-0 count. Hit foul by Woodburn. 1-1. Pereira getting the start in the battery behind home plate. Irigoyen as the DH.
Just a little less wear and tear on the legs.
Helps out for a ton. Also gets Pereira more catcher reps as he's still regaining fitness. For Nick Pereira, it's still kind of the 3rd week of active play for him this season. Where most of Tampa, they've already kind of got all of the early season errors and stuff out of the way. They're fully in regular late season mode. But Pereira, he's now kind of still hitting that peak, as those first couple games as well, he's still coming back from that injury.
Now, you may ask, if the Spartans and both teams are doing a bullpen game, why are the starters in the batting order? But this is a region game, and when it comes down to seeding tournament time, you want to win these region games. May not be a conference game, but it's a Southeast region game.
2-1 away, and especially thinking about how close the SSC conference is this year. If Tampa finishes 3rd in the conference but is better overall in the region, they'd still likely become a host. Now, obviously, Tampa has multiple game advantage over the conference. They do have a series in hand as well. But every win like this will certainly be useful, and Braden Woodburn getting a good at-bat will help. 2-2 on the way against Dunn. On the corner, but call the ball. 3-2.
Right now, Tampa 14-1 in the SSC after 5 series. Rollins and Embry-Riddle are 14-4. Same amount of wins, 3 more losses. They've played 3 more games. They will eventually have a weekend off or a non-conference weekend. Tampa's already had its.
Payoff pitch. Strike 3 called low. And Woodburn's taken off his batting gear, but he'll do so back at the dugouts. He thought it was going to be a little bit low, but it just hits the zone for out number 2.
It didn't look bad from here. I mean, we're not exactly behind the plate. It looked down the middle. High or low, not so sure. Umpire said it was there.
Compared to the Spartans in the SSC, the Blazers in the Gulf South Conference, currently 9th, 7 games back. Doesn't sound great on paper, but West Alabama's 18-6 compared to Valdosta at 10-14. And they're only 2 games off out of conference playoff spots. I believe they do run a conference playoff. The SSC is a rare conference where they actually don't do that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I mean, it would be fun to have a conference playoff sometime. 1-0 on the way to Carlson. Carlson to deep right center field. That one's got a chance. It'll fall at the warning track, however. The wind not doing him any favors, even though it's only coming in from right.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt, though, that the wind did keep it in the park somewhat.
And it'll give Dono 1-2-3 frame. Picks up a strikeout and holds on to the 1-0 lead. Still early days from the birdcage. It'll be 6-7-8 due up for the Blazers. And we're back at the birdcage for some Tampa Spartans baseball. Thanks for joining us tonight. Current temperature, 70 to 71 degrees, going a little bit back and forth. It is cloudy, it is windy. The field is still a little bit damp, soft conditions out there after the rain throughout the day today. But still a good evening game for baseball here at the UTampa campus. One of the final midweek games of the season for the Spartans. And we only have 6 home games here until postseason time when this game comes to a close. So we'll continue with Saviano, Mack, and Beckham for the Blazers. Hernandez looking to rally after conceding the 1 run in the first inning. Fouled, strike 1. Hernandez is hitting the zone out of 15 pitches in the first inning. 11 of them were strikes or put in play. He only had a 2-1 count to Howard and a 2-2 count to Flading. That one low, make it 1-1. One on the way. Right on the corner, strike 2. 3 right-handed batters in a row after Saviano. Actually 4 if you go back to the top of the order. But notably as well, with the wind, it's going to make it very tough for right-handed hitters to try to clear the fences, as that will go 2-2. Taking a look at the 4 batters, they combined for 5 home runs on the year. Mack with 1, Keller with 1, Ladd with 3. The most home run output comes out of Charlie Banks for the Blazers. Swing and a miss, second strikeout, first strikeout for Hernandez.
And again, even though they got a run, he continues to throw strikes. Challenge them, get a strikeout, make the fielders make plays.
And the big thing will be if Hernandez can stay strong and make it through 3, maybe 4 innings. Sadly for Hernandez, it means he's probably not going to be in line for the win.
Yeah, not enough innings.
Unless he goes really quick. Popped up to Woodburn. He'll pull off. Evans pulls off. Catch made by Books. Scary for a second. You don't know where the wind's going to take it.
Yeah.
And it was kind of scary seeing Evans kind of come forward and then back away. You think, oh, did he lose the ball? Nope, Books had the ball.
You know, when that play started, it was probably Evans' catch. Ended up in Books' mitt because of the strong wind. It was high.
Could have even come all the way back in for Woodburn, too.
Yeah.
Did a good job ranging back out there. And now it's number 2 for the Blazers, Will Beckham. He forms the battery for the bullpen day. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Coach Urso also mentioned he was hoping that Hernandez could have a bit of a breakout day today on the mound.
Right.
That's why I put him here as the first Tampa arm in the game. That one hit to Ponce just under his diving grasp. And by the way, the Blazers are 3 for 4 when hitting with 2 outs.
Oh.
So they are striking and getting hot late in the innings. Keller will try to keep that up. Runner on first with 2 down. He's got the lowest batting average out of the starters, a 211 on the year, but he does also have a home run and 12 RBIs. Low and in, ball 1.
They must like what he does, though, because he's started every game.
At second base, it might be kind of that defense.
Every game but one.
Maybe it's a defensive thing, flexibility around the infield. That one is inside 2-0. Also could just be getting a little bit unlucky. Take a look at some of the numbers. Keller does have 22 walks and 19 strikeouts, so works nicely as a reverse leadoff man. Got a 332 on base, or 323 on base. First batter to go up 2-0 against Hernandez. 2-1. Short lead at first for Beckham. Don't think he'll be trying to steal. Popped up. In play. Will be a close ball by the dugout, but Carlson tracks it down for out number 3. So they do get another hit. They do strand another runner. This time the Blazers can't get another run. 2 clean innings out of Hernandez with a timely hit being the lone difference maker. The Spartans will try to get on the base path in the next inning. Done, ready to go when we come back. And we're back. Dunn on the mound for the bottom of the second. Had a clean start to the game. As we continue, the Blazers, number 7, has had some solid command, notably just limited outings. So the first real chance he can showcase his stuff for Coach Holtz this year. When I checked in with Coach Holtz as well, he mentioned that against Tampa, they didn't have a great start. Tampa jumped on them early.
Yeah.
But down the line, they played close to the Spartans' level, so naturally, they're just hoping today that he can do the same. But the redshirt freshman will continue for the Blazers against Irigoyen, Books, and Pereira. Not an easy 3-man group to deal with at the plate.
Definitely. I mean, the one thing Dunn wants to do, we've said it all year, is don't give Tampa free base runners. We've seen teams this last weekend, 9 walks and a hit batter. Earlier game this year, 13 walks.
It's a staple of an Urso side, getting on base. First pitch now to Irigoyen. Ball 1.
You asked me to find historical information on Dunn. I'll tell you what they have on the list. Played high school baseball at Campbell High School and majoring in finance and wears size 16 shoes.
Now that is a cool, interesting thing, wearing size 16, as that one's popped up. Trailing to the bullpen. Howard chasing it down. That'll go off the net.
And that is it for the data for him.
Size 16 certainly has to be a bit unique, thinking about like my shoe size. You know, I'm 5'8". I got about like an 8, I think, for my shoe size. So that's like, what, twice the size?
I don't know if that means it's twice as big if it's an 8 to a 16.
It makes sense if it was, but also probably not. At the very least, like proportionally, there has to be something where it's like twice that.
Right.
Like the growth from like a size 1 to a size 8, probably same between 8 and 16. Uruguayan the other way, just turning foul and landing about 20 feet short. I was able to even quickly check in with Uruguayan. He mentioned it was very windy today.
Yep.
And that is not great news for the Tampa players. Coach Urso even mentioned that might be more of a small ball day for the Spartans offense.
Joe even said that. We got to get on base, steal bases, bunt them over.
Get aggressive.
So let's start by getting base runner.
2-2. Great takeout of Uruguayan. He's hitting .363 on the season. Tampa as a team hitting .323. Uruguayan also has a .435 on base, .556 slugging, 19 free bases to 7 strikeouts. Great take outside. Books on deck. The second lefty out of the Tampa order. Tampa, just like the Blazers, bring in 3. Carlson, Books, and Ponce. Payoff pitch to Irigoyen. Fouled. A couple more gusts of wind. Might be a little gusty cell coming through the bird cage here.
Yeah, they said it could be up to 33 mile per hour gusts.
That'll definitely cause line drives to get a little crazy.
Fly balls get knocked down.
And that one hits sharply to first and curls away from Howard. Irigoyen will take the single. I don't know if the wind caused that to kind of slide on the ground. It might have affected the relay. But a clean leadoff single for Irigoyen.
Yeah, I don't know if he overran the ball trying to get there or it spun away from him.
Maybe misjudged the turf. Keep in mind, Tampa uses a turf batting field. And sometimes, you'll see the dirt fields and turf for like the grass. But nope, it's turf all the way for the Spartans. And maybe that is what messed up Howard in the infield.
Alas, it's a base hit.
Tampa will certainly take it. Books ready to go. The corner's playing somewhat shallow. They know that the wind is playing against the power bat.
Yeah, that is really shallow for left field.
And Books is not the type of guy that you'd expect to lay down the bunts.
No.
The junior out of Rovers Field, Pennsylvania, will continue. I don't know if our graphic is correct. I believe he might be a senior. Yeah, he is a senior. As the count goes 1-1. And always a fun thing I like to mention about Jake Books. He is a part of the He is new to the Spartans, but he does have a ring from last year, winning the World Series with Coastal Carolina.
Yeah.
I need to have a chance to ask him about that sometime soon. It wouldn't be a trip to Omaha if Books can make it to another Collegiate World Series. Cary is where D2, D3, and some of the other national championships are held. It's a place that Tampa loves to call home as the count goes 2-2.
Did you notice when you interviewed Sergio Perez on Friday night with the Alumni Day? He was with the 06 champions. Mm-hmm. They played that in Montgomery, Alabama. It was where it wasn't Cary.
2-2 on the way to Jake Books. Swing and a miss, a second strikeout out of Boomer Dunn. I also had a chance to quickly check in with Coach Jimenez as well, another part of that 2006 championship side. And he said it was great to see a lot of the former teammates there. And, also with their kids, they could have fun on the baseball field and just get that sense of feeling about Tampa being a family. Mm-hmm. And whether it's for this year's team, but also teams well in the past that'll come together. And these teams of these last couple years coming here in future decades down the line to celebrate their achievements and titles and catching up with the old friends. Definitely be special experiences.
It's possible some of the players from that team, I mean, there were a bunch of young kids running around, but they could have a kid who's a future sophomore, junior, senior in high school.
Yeah, maybe a future Spartan in the making. Short lead at first for Irigoyen. 0-1 to Pereira. Outside, 1-1. 2006 was the primary year being celebrated for
Right.
the national championships, 20-year anniversary. Next year, you reckon it'll be the 2007 side. That'll have some repeating players from 2006. Pitch is dropped, and Irigoyen will advance. Good block by Beckham on the low offering, but I really like the jump out of Irigoyen, seeing it get away, knowing that it's probably his best opportunity to move the scoring position. Pereira is hitting .320. He's plated 6 RBIs on the year, covering from a hamate fracture early in the season. Into right field. If that drops, it's tied, and yes, it'll drop. Irigoyen can stroll on home. Pereira hustling into second. A one-out double, and Tampa levels the game off the bat of Nick Pereira.
Nice job going opposite field there. Took it deep into the corner.
Good job by Sevillano, though. He didn't let it get too far, especially when you're hitting it down that right field line. That is a big home for triples for the Spartans offense.
That's triple territory a lot of the time.
It would have been tough for Evans to even turn that play into a 3-base hit. Javi Soto ready to go. Slight shift to the left for him for the infield. Ball 1. You notice that Keller is the guy actively keeping an eye out on Pereira. Dunn gets set. And hits the zone.
That's a good-looking pitch.
Soto disappointed with it. It looks like a high fastball out of the hand. Slows down to that top corner. One on the way for Javi Soto. High again, 2-1. Good year for Soto, even though his batting average is below the team norm of .323. He's getting on base at a .401 clip, slugging at a .487 clip. Very balanced. Kind of does it all. A couple of steals, couple homers, good defense. And that one's a good block. Pereira stays at second.
You know, I don't know if people realize just how solid that team batting average is. You're hitting .310, and you're below your team batting average of .323. That is an amazing stat.
Yeah.
And it's the norm around here to be over 300.
And they also combine that with a devastating rotation and pitching staff that has a sub-3 ERA in the year. You'll see teams that maybe play in a very offensive, conducive ballpark, maybe very small walls, more home runs, and they'll be able to bat .300 because, you know, they get more base hits. But then their pitching also going to be 5.6 ERA at the same time. Tampa possesses a top 10% rotation in pitching staff in the nation, and you think about Bailey and Satin. It's definitely the best 1-2 this year in D2 as that's fouled. And even John Luke Lynn, very reliable 3-arm.
8-1 now. So you've got an 8-1, 9-0, 8-1 for your first three.
That's pretty good for your 3 weekend guys. So it'll be another payoff pitch to Soto. Martinez awaits. Tipped foul. Tampa has been a bit more aggressive in terms of their swing decisions so far today, but at the same time they've been forced to be aggressive. Dunn is firing in the zone. And he's doing well not to walk the Spartans in these long at-bats. And Tampa's only been able to make him pay with 2 hits so far. 3-2 again. Soto to left field, but it's going to fall pretty short before the warning track. Pereira will tag up. Safe.
Pretty good throw.
Great throw out of center field. Banks almost got there. Productive out, and that had a very high arc, and even though there wasn't necessarily a gust coming in, the wind slowed it enough.
That steady at 17 is going to knock it down, yeah.
It'll take some monstrous power to clear the fences today.
Yeah, especially when he got it up that high.
2 down now for Dunn. It'll be a question on whether he's back in the third. But for now, keeping things pretty quiet in the second.
32 pitches now.
You'd imagine he and Hernandez getting close to their limits. Jack Martinez now for his first try. With Sergio Perez back last Friday, you also mentioned the players that are born in Tampa. They want to represent the local team. Definitely the case for Jack Martinez. Being a kid growing up here in Tampa, now getting to don the black and red of the Spartans. Slider hitting the zone, 1-1.
That was a nice pitch.
One on the way. Ooh, almost hits him. Good attendance for a Tuesday night game.
Yeah, there is.
Plenty of Spartans fans and even students in the stands. Two on the way. Into left, a timely hit from Martinez. So both Spartan batters who had dealt with some early season injuries. For Martinez, it was off that collision at home plate. The fracture for Pereira. They both have RBIs. And it's 2-1 Tampa. That'll bring up Ponce. I love the young pick of Ponce they chose. Batting lefty since the very beginning. Down low, just missing, 1-0. Dunn gets set. Runner goes. Here's the throw into second, and Martinez is out. Tried to swim around the tag, but a great toss from Beckham down the MAC to end the inning. However, the damage was done before the runner caught ceiling. 3 hits, plate 2, and Tampa exits the second on top 2-1. Will the Spartans continue that early game explosion? Can Hernandez make it 3 clean frames? We'll find out when we come back. It's throwback day here at U Tampa, and Jack, we were able to enjoy during the middle inning some flashback pictures for the Spartans as kids.
Yep.
They started with an image of Jordan Evans, then they had one of B.J. Bailey, then they had one of Sammy Beer, and they closed it off with Coach Jose Jimenez.
Yeah. And, I don't think any of them were more than 5 years old.
Ball went outside. I believe Beer does have a funny reaction to seeing his old picture on the social media page. You can check that out, I believe, at U Tampa Baseball on Instagram. If you search that, something should pop up. Here's Ponce. Across the diamond, 1 down. So a quick start again for Oscar Hernandez. taking on the top of the Valdosta State order. Brent Howard ready to go, batting .284 on the year. Outside, 1-0. Home has been a very nice place for the Spartans this year. Out of 20 games played here, they are 18-2. One of their losses came in just 26 outs thanks to a rain cancellation. Tampa was already losing with 2 down, so it made sense that the game would end. Davenport, our opponents, had a plane to catch after all.
Okay.
Florida Southern gave Tampa their second home loss back on Friday. But since then, Tampa have won 2 straight, looking to build another winning streak. Tipped backwards, 1-2. Tampa's been efficient on the road, 10-3. 2 of their losses coming against Georgia Southwestern in the only dropped series of the year, and the other one against Savannah State in a one-off. Undefeated in conference play on the road, though. They have 9 more road conference trips. 1-2. Ooh, thought he had it, but does not.
Well,
2-2.
he swung at that one last time. So he tried, I'll do it one more time, see what you think.
Yeah, maybe third time's the charm. Some stretching, but the bullpen's still quiet for the Blazers. Got him this time. Strike 3. That'll also send Tampa out of the shift. They had 3 infielders to the right of second base. Unlike MLB.
Can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that in the majors. You can't do that
That's
here.
surprising. I don't think I've seen this before this season.
Seen it a couple
Couple
times.
times, but not
a little
often.
Yeah, a little less rare than it was being used last year.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be ball 1 missing. Strachan able to get ahead. He had a double and scored with 2 outs back in the first. Well, he's got 2 outs here in the second. And he'll get ahead 2-0. Strachan batting third, but only hitting .226. Up the middle, but an easy roller to second. He won't even contest it as that's out number 3. You'd like to see more hustle out of that play, but Hernandez won't mind. It completes 3 innings of 1-run ball out of the bullpen. You know, he's kept the pitch count low. It'll be up to Urso whether he wants him back for the 4th. But if not, he's put Tampa in a great spot for the bottom of the 3rd. So Tampa scored 2 in the bottom of the second, and they're looking to hold on to this lead. Taylor Storley, Jack Ike on the SSC Digital Network. A bit of midweek action. Things remaining nice and dry.
But as we said, it was a good rain that we got this morning.
Have to see how the rest of the week goes in terms of rain. Tampa will be on the road, however.
Yeah.
So any rain here won't be affecting them. might affect softball and lacrosse, which should be in town. You can check out those games on the SSC Digital Network come weekend time as well. Ponce, Evans, Woodburn ready to go. High and inside, ball one.
Well, as far as Tampa is concerned, they're saying tomorrow, high of 76, 80% chance of rain, 85%. Thursday, 79, and a 65%. So still some rain in the forecast. That doesn't mean it's going to rain all day.
But maybe at some point,
They predicted this. They said be ready on Tuesday for your morning commute.
Well, they were right about that.
And they were right, yeah.
2-0 now to Ponce. First at-bat of the day for the shortstop was up to end the previous inning when the runner was caught stealing. Unlucky for Jack Martinez. Squares up, and that'll be strike one as he does pull away, but it is a strike. Martinez has the clutch hit that gave Tampa the lead. Third base playing pretty shallow as that one just missed the foot.
Yeah.
It looked like it was about to hit him, though, on the back foot. Usually don't expect a pitch to land there. If Ponce gets on base, expect some aggression. You'd imagine Evans will try to bunt him over. He's also got speed to make that a bunt for a hit, so you don't want to walk him if you're Boomer done. Swing and a miss outside, kind of half-hearted attempt there. 3-2. The transfer out of Northern Oklahoma, Enid, and a full count. He'll stay alive. Now there's activity with a righty warming for the Blazers. Pitch count getting to 40 plus for Dunn. If he has a slow start to the frame, they might need to pull him early to bring in someone new. 36 pitches entering the inning. And ball four, just missing high.
There is somebody in the Tampa bullpen. He's not throwing at the moment. He's bouncing the ball off the tarp. Maybe waiting for someone to come down there and catch it.
Someone's probably been getting prepped in the second. Maybe he's just kind of staying loose. Mm-hmm. You'd imagine that despite the good outing, this would be a good spot for Tampa to go to the bullpen here in the fourth inning. There are some arms that Coach Urso wants to see in action. As that'll be strike one low to Jordan Evans. The middle infield, Mack and Keller should be ready. Whoever's going to have to cover second on a steal attempt. Ponce with a slightly larger lead now. Ponce stays put as the fastball misses low. Ponce had 15 steals last season with Northern Oklahoma Enid. So he's definitely adept at getting some swipes. This year, he's only mustered 3, but he's been good on all 3 tries. They'll get chased back to first, safe. Joel Parrish is the infield umpire. Casey Sanchez, the home plate umpire. One and one to Evans. Ponce with a small lead again. There goes Evans, driving to left field. And that is caught by Flading. The ball ended up fading into his glove, the wind not helping him out.
Yeah, he was hightailing it back. Then he hit the brakes really quickly, realizing it wasn't going to carry.
Not a bad hit and run per se, but hitting it against the wind, not ideal.
Nope. Didn't make the left fielder range left or right or anything.
One out for Braden Woodburn. I'm never a fan of one-out bunts, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he shows first pitch.
Oh, not on that one.
Almost gets his head taken off. Woodburn is a hit-by-pitch magnet. 10 on the season. Him and Evans lead the Spartans with 22 combined. out of the team's 54 on the year. Tampa and only has plunked 29 opponents. Swing and a miss.
Does that
1 and
sound
1.
like a lot of HBPs? 54?
Yes.
That's more than 2 a game.
Yeah, that
Or
sounds.
not, I'm sorry, it's almost 2 a game.
Yeah, about 1.8, 1.9.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Tampa's number is what you'd expect at the college level.
Yes,
You
about
know,
1 a game maybe.
yeah. I mean, they're college arms. They're not
Yeah.
perfect with accuracy,
Yeah.
but definitely feels that Tampa gets a couple of more aggressive pitches. Sometimes you need to against the Spartans. That one not aggressive enough. Ponce reaches third easily. Runners at the corners with 1 down. A Woodburn single loads the plate for Carlson. They're not fully loaded yet. There's still some room to fit another runner. But for now, the lefty ready to go. Pitch count still elevating for Dunn. Keep an eye on that dugout if they do make the change. For now, though, second try for Carlson, who flew out first pitch of his previous at-bat. His player picture for the throwback day is him on the mound. That one plunks him, so the bases are full.
Well, there we go.
Now I wonder, we see Spartan pitchers go to the plate sometimes. As we actually continue, I'll tell you the story for the most recent at-bats for Tobin Moran, but I wonder if we'll see a Spartan batter on the mound eventually not in just a 2A role like Fiker, but at some point in the season, like a position player pitching.
Yeah.
That'll be a question we answer when we come back. Well, actually, probably later down the line this year. But for now, it'll be a pitching change. Dunn will be done after 2 1/3. Solid work, as in this tight spot, they'll go to a fresh arm. Or will they?
They're still talking.
The reason we have to delay is that if they resume, you won't have time for an ad break. But if they do make a change, we will.
We saw this with Florida Southern over the weekend. They talked and talked and talked, just giving the pitcher time to, no, he's not going to make the change.
So it is just a check-in for Dunn. But the coach probably telling him, you will be done if you can't get out of the jam here.
Yeah. A hit here.
That'll lead to the change. But I was able to check in with Tobin Moran about that plate appearance. He mentioned it's seniority for the pitcher to get that chance to play. And, if you're with the team longer, you'll get the nod to do it.
Okay.
And he was successful in his 2 tries to plate over that last road trip, going 1 for 2. Casey King still has the team batting average lead at 1,000, 2 for 2 on the year.
Oh.
You're going to deep left. The wind won't stop that one. Yes, it will. Tampa will go up 3-1.
That's out every other day of the year.
Every other day, that's a grand salami.
Yep. And he caught that on the track and then bumped the wall.
Ponce scores easily. The other runners stay put. 9 times out of 10. That is a no-doubter that gets put on Instagram out of Irigoyen. Would have been his 6th of the year. I said, I believe you got the power to clear the fences. That's a swing that would.
Yeah.
I'll have another chance later.
Now, you hit that same ball to right field today, it probably will carry out.
Probably it's just
if
enough.
it doesn't get blown foul.
That'll be the big question. Books fouled the other direction 0-1. Had a lengthy strikeout against Dunn earlier. That sac fly is useful for Dunn. When you get in a bases loaded spot, you'd rather get out of the jam with 1 run surrendered and keep the damage to a minimum than, give up a lot on a big hit like that. Here's the 0-1. Fouled 0-2.
Boy, he turned on that one.
He's expecting Dunn to get aggressive, and, Dunn has been in these last 2 at-bats. Right outside, 1-2. Dangerous with 2 outs to have these runners aboard. They'll definitely try to score on the play if you just get it down into the gaps in the outfield. Great take inside. Won't fall victim to the slider like he did 0-1. Done again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Foul back and Books stays alive. This will be one of the longer outings Dunn has all season. Approaching 60 pitches. And you definitely know that after this inning, it'll be curtains on his day. And with Tampa's bullpen activity, you imagine similar for Hernandez.
Yeah, I think he was still in the low 30s. 32 maybe.
It was 36 to start the inning.
36.
Other way over the catch fence. I would say it was probably 10 to 20 feet clear of the catch fence. But also, that one might just land on the roof of Straz across the street. And not the Straz Hall over down the left field line, but the Straz Residence Hall. That's where I spent my senior year as a Tampa student. Not a bad dorm. 2-2 on the way.
Ooh.
Tried to frame it, couldn't get the call. Full count now to Books. Runners will be going. Pereira on deck. This will be pitch 61, I believe. And will it get done out of the inning? Hit to left field. That one's curling pretty far. But catch is made by Flading to end the inning. 1 hit, 1 run. Tampa strands 2 on the base path, and despite getting into trouble, Dunn keeps the damage to a minimum as his outing is done. On to the top of the 4th. Tampa leads 3-1. So it'll be Hernandez continuing and Jack taking over for the 4th inning as he will get a chance out of the bullpen today.
All right. So I'm in charge of holding the lead now.
2 runs. Got a little room.
All right. Tampa up 3-1. Top of the 4th inning. Oscar Hernandez has pitched well. 38 pitches. 12 batters faced. Given up 3 hits, just 1 run. Struck out 2. No walks. Solid outing, which is what Joe Urso wanted to see. Luke Flatting will be the first batter. So Flatting.
I think Coach did say Flading when I was talking with him earlier.
Okay. First pitch is a ball outside.
When I asked Coach Holst about their breakout picks, Seviano and Flading were the 2 he specifically mentioned.
Okay.
And you already do have Flading with a hit.
That's a foul ball down the left field line, high off the screen. So 1-1 count. Charlie Banks on deck. And Marcos Seviano waiting in the hole. Shading him a little bit toward right. Ball a little bit inside. Ball outside, walked him. First walk given up by Hernandez. And it'll bring Charlie Banks to the plate. He grounded to third.
After Sunday, good defense to start the day out of the Spartans. Like what Ponce has been able to do.
Yes. First pitch a little low in the dirt outside. And a quick mound visit is, this is the first sign that Hernandez is not quite as sharp as he had been. And Pereira wants to talk about it.
It can definitely be tough kind of entering that fourth inning. He's done a good job so far, but I'd also imagine Urso is ready for a potential change if he has to. Hernandez already has given him 3 innings, which is the initial goal out of the bullpen in this opener role.
Joe said if we could get 4, great. That's a little blooper. Giving chase. Does it fall? Yes. Falls between Evans and Woodburn. So 2 on with nobody out.
You hate to give those up, but those are the hits you'd rather give up in this spot. You know, they got to beat you just putting the ball in play.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Do you think that you might see a bunt here out of Serviano? Get the tying run to second.
Yeah, Sevillano struck out his first time up. Let's see if he tries to move him. He's showing it. Gets the bunt down. It's a good one. They should let it roll foul. They do. Strike 1.
Great discipline there out of Martinez and Pereira. Can definitely always kind of get like blindsided sometimes thinking, ooh, I got to get to that ball.
Yeah, get it quickly.
But they saw it was rolling.
So he'll walk back and do it again. Two on, nobody out. We are in the top of the 4th, showing bunt again. And the pitch. Pulls back, and it's a ball. Just watching how the Spartans will play this. If he shows the bunt, there's nobody will go to third if Martinez comes in. And now he's trying to get back to third. They're going to go to first. They get the out. They throw it to Woodburn covering. Now runners are on second and third. Tying runs are in scoring position.
Great bunt, but also smart play right there. If it was a little easier to field, you still generally just want to take the free out in the spot. Yeah. Obviously, if it's right to someone and you can quickly get the lead runner out, go ahead. But usually you're better off taking the one out and saying, hey, get a clutch hit.
Joe. I think Joe's said it's been a good outing, but let's make the change.
Keep in mind, also a bit of an audition, you think, for people out of the bullpen. So give someone a chance in kind of a pinch like this.
Yeah.
Hernandez,
instead of letting him start clean.
Yeah, like Hernandez has had some chances in similar spots before. I also wonder maybe if this is a spot where Moran can build some confidence. But I think it might be Robinson, Kenny Robinson.
'27 is Kenny Robinson, a junior from Largo, Florida. So Kenny Robinson finishing up his warm-up tosses, and he will inherit runners on second and third with nobody out. A 3-1 lead for Tampa, so those are the tying runs standing on the bases. Robinson is a junior from Largo, Florida. And, you might have been right, as Joe wanted to bring him in a situation like this instead of giving him a clean slate to start an inning.
Yeah.
Not that he wanted the first two runners to get on.
For sure.
But
one thing he told us as well was that Hernandez and Moran already had kind of established themselves as higher leverage guys for the Spartans. They've done a good job in some stuff. Robinson a little bit colder in the early going, so maybe there's a chance that Robinson can kind of get on track with a nice escape.
So Robinson sets and fires, and the first ball is hit foul down into the Blazers bullpen. Spartans are not holding the man on second on the pitch. A little bit high outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mack levels the bat. Robinson in the stretch. The pitch. Fouled off again. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Mack flew out to right field his first time up. That was one that started heading for Jordan Evans and ended up in Book's mitt. That one's fouled off. Boy, you look at the umpire, you can just see the wind whipping his shirt.
Yeah, very gusty here.
Ground ball, foul. Fortunately, Flading was able to duck out of the way. He was foul, so had it hit him, it would have just been bad news, but not an out.
The wind would have actually maybe pushed it further inside as well, if you think about it, because right on that line, it's blowing in and to the right.
One, two again. Just inside. Two pitch with 1 out, and the pitch. Off speed and foul. A good at bat by Jason Mack. Challenging Kenny Robinson.
He's doing a great job of protecting. That's, I think, the big thing, He is staying alive. And he is forcing Robinson to find that big strike 3.
The pitch. That one's hit out into left field. Coming over, though, and making the catch is Soto. Runner tags and scores. It's a 3-2 game. Spartans kind of conceded that run and kept the runner at second.
That's the smart play there. Think about preserving the lead. But also, I think it's the perfect at-bat out of Jason Mack. You can't get the hit, but you bring home a run, and you make it a long fight, so immediately put a little stress on Robinson.
Mm-hmm. Will Beckham to the plate now. A little bit low. 2 outs now and 1 man on. Ball high. Nope, called strike. One pitch. Missing outside, 2-1. Robinson in the stretch. Fires. Ground ball heading up the middle. Cut off by Ponce. Nice play. Got the throw in time. Just in time because I think Banks was going to score.
Yeah.
But even if he was just wasn't stopping. They get him. So they get one. They cut the lead to 3-2. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Right here on TampaSpartans.tv. And we head to the bottom of the fourth. Pitching change coming up for Valdosta State. Preston Wetherell coming in.
He's a senior out of Port Orange, Florida. He joined the Blazers not too long ago. Pretty solid collegiate career on the mound. Definitely looking to rebound after a shaky start this season. Last year at a 2.93 ERA. This year, he's given up 12 runs in 12 innings. Actually 13 runs in 12 innings, 12 of them earned, so chance to rally. His stuff has improved, though. 14 strikeouts and 7 walks this year.
Okay.
Batting average allowed 333. That's what he's hoping to improve upon today.
Yeah. Be interesting to see if there's 2 local products on the Valdosta State team. Vinny Del Negro is from Mitchell High School up in Pasco County, Newport Richey, Florida. And Austin Liss is a freshman. Not sure if he made the trip, but he's from Steinbrenner High School here in Tampa.
That'd be cool to see them playing at the home park. Don't think Liss has had an appearance yet this year, so could be a...
They're both pitchers.
Yeah. Vinny has had a couple appearances, but he might also be one of their 5 guys that isn't available today.
So Wetherell on the mound. First man he will face is Nick Pereira. And Nick fouls it off.
Pereira started things with the RBI double earlier today.
The pitch. It's a big swing, but a miss. 0-2 now. On the way. Wow, close, but no call. It's a ball. 2-1 now.
I think Pereira might need to take a bit of a deep breath because that was right on the line.
I know. He lives for another pitch. And he hits a grounder foul. Spartans' new athletic director, Dr. E.J. Brophy, just came up and said hi to us.
Good to see Brophy coming to so many of our games this year.
Yeah.
Got to get on the air sometime.
Ground ball heading out to short. Mack. And tosses it across for the out. 1 up, 1 down. Javi Soto now to the plate.
think the big thing for Tampa here as well is to keep setting the tone. You know, they were able to do that with the second inning, rallying back after giving up a run. That was one thing Tampa has kind of struggled with at times, but that's when what Coach Jimenez says is when Tampa's doing really good, they can take that early lead, dictate the pace of play. It's what they did in their first big win against the Blazers earlier this season.
Wetherill with a long look now gets set. Throws outside and low. 2-0. Soto flew out to center field his first at bat. Ground ball again out to short. Mack, 2 down.
That's a great 2-0 pitch to fire. You know, you're down to the count, and you're usually going to give up a hit in this situation if you give something too good to hit, but forces some weak contact.
Jack Martinez, the number 8 hitter, to the plate now. Base hit, drove in the first run of the game for Tampa. Rolls back to the backstop for ball 1. Ponce on deck. That one's hit out into center field. And still going back near the wall. That's going to one hop to the wall and hit over the fence. It's going to be a ground rule double. They're going to send him back. Well,
Urso is sending Martinez home just in case they don't call it.
Just in case. They put up their arms. It hit the wall and then went up. Now, if it hit the screen above the wall, it's a ground rule double.
That was definitely close because obviously we'd like to say, oh, it hit off the wall, it was a clean hit and get the run. But it took a high hop, so it's very tough to judge if it rolled over because if it bounces off the screen, it'll look like it kind of comes off the wall because the screen stops it from going over the wall.
And both outfielders for Valdosta State put up their arms as soon as it happened. I don't think they were trying to con anybody out of that.
Well, in that situation, it is a good idea to try.
Yeah. They do go with the ground rule double. That time, Banks, the center fielder, took about 2 steps in before he realized that was going over his head. Don't know if he'd have got it anyway. It hit the warning track, bounced off the wall, then went up on the net. Ponce at the plate now. Man on second. 2 outs. That's an important run out there.
Yeah, any cushion's going to be huge for the Spartans. Valdosta State has been able to win a lot of close games this year. They haven't won a lot of games, but they do good when their backs are against the wall and, you know, it goes down to the wire. It's a sign of a good team to have that resiliency.
1 ball, 1 strike. A little bit low. That one is hit out into right center field. That may fall. It does. That's going to bring a run in. Gets away from the left field or the center fielder and cruising into second base with a stand-up double is Ponce. RBI makes it a 4-2 game, Tampa.
Big breakout out of the bottom of the order. Pereira, Martinez, and Ponce with big RBIs. And for Ponce and Martinez, they're on base multiple times today.
Mm-hmm. That was almost a similar hit to the one Martinez had.
Just a little shallower.
Both in the right center. Both hit the gap. Now we go to the top of the order. Jordan Evans. He's looking for his first hit. And he got it. That's going to be extra bases. That's going to bring another run in. Ponce scoring from second, and holding up at second base is going to be Evans with a third consecutive double. Now a 5-2 game for Tampa.
You like the confidence now the weather able to stay aggressive in this spot, but those are some clean hits from Tampa. And I think that one from Evans might have been the best of all. Tough to get it the other way. The wind probably helped him out a little. Interesting call to not have him go through 3, but I think Ursa wants to strike. Coach Ursa wants to strike while the iron's hot. He doesn't want to risk a really good relay out of Sevillano.
Yeah, I don't know how close it would have been, but I tell you what, Evans was really thinking 3.
Evans is one of the players I would definitely think could get 3 on most plays like that.
And he had to hit the brakes quickly. Woodburn at the plate now. 5-2 now, Tampa. 3 consecutive doubles. Ball low.
I just got a text from my dad, Jack. He mentioned that tonight is apparently $1 night at the Clearwater Threshers game.
Tuesday night. You were
Tuesday
correct.
nights.
Yes. I was looking that up with a friend of mine the other day. Who wants to go to one of the games.
Those are definitely the good games to go to. Cheap concessions.
Yeah.
Makes it easy to do the 9 hot dog challenge.
Popped up. Out of play. Tell you what, single A baseball, it's a good ticket no matter what.
Oh, for sure.
I think the expensive ticket's $10, maybe 8.
Geez, that's pretty crazy high.
And that gets you a box seat.
Yeah, wow.
With 200 of your friends. That ball bounces away. It's going to the backstop and cruising over to third goes Evans. You know, you talk about teams like the Clearwater Threshers. That's a low A ball. And it makes me wonder, do these guys realize how great they have it? They're in low A, and they're playing on a major league field.
Yeah.
A lot of people playing single A and double A, they're playing on a community park.
It's only a major league field for a couple weeks, but
it's maintained
exactly
so well. Strike 3 to end the inning. Spartans, though, pick up a couple on back-to-back-to-back doubles. And at the end of 4, it is 5-2 Tampa right here on TampaSpartans.tv. And we come back for the top of the 5th inning. Unfortunately, you can't see it, but they just had a costume race that went from right field to left field where people dressed up in, I don't know, their favorite food or something like that. I saw a pizza. I saw a hamburger. And there must have been 10 people running.
a larger race today than the previous weekend, because there was one of the games we also had that race. I think it was Friday night, I believe. I think it was the banana that came out on top. Is potassium good for running, or is it just a good nutrient in general?
Bananas?
Yeah.
Potassium? Good. It's in general.
Because trying to think, is it specialized for running? Maybe that helped the guy out there.
Sprinting, yep. Matt Keller to the plate. Number 9 hitter in the order. Second time up. He had a fouled out to first base his first time up. Kenny Robinson Ball one. Robinson gets the sign. Foul back. Ball high. 2 balls, 1 strike. That one's hit out into right field. Books gives chase. Seems to have it, and his tracks and makes the catch. I think Books knew to shade him a little bit with the wind and just caught up to that one. Fair territory.
Yeah, the wind's going to make those balls down the right field line a lot scarier. Book's definitely an unassuming right field defender. He's done a great job out there with the range, but also the arm this season. A couple of big relays and assists.
Yeah. Leadoff hitter is Parker Ladd. First pitch to him is a strike.
Ladd's been on a tear this year. 333 at the plate. I think I incorrectly said 383 entering today.
Two strikes on Ladd. That's a one hopper. Ball one. That one's fouled off. That one's down the line, and it is fair ball. That's going to go in for extra bases. Ladd rounds first, will cruise into second with a stand-up double. Brought in by Soto. So that one, I think, kicked up some chalk. It was that close.
Is it chalk that they still use at the turf?
We call it the dirt when they throw it low, too. So
makes sense.
We're old-time baseball. Yeah, I don't know what they use like in on a grass field.
I believe it is like chalk
they
or
might
paint
it these days.
The paint doesn't dry, at least, too. That's a big thing.
Brent Howard now at the plate, 0 for 2 today. That one's fouled off. He took that one out of the catcher's mitt. One, swing and a miss. So a one-out double has Parker Ladd on second, and a 1-2 count to Brent Howard. And it goes to 2-2. The pitch right up the middle, but Ponce knew exactly where to play. almost standing behind the base. Runner does move to third, but now 2 out.
I think Ladd could have gotten doubled up. It seemed like he was off and running on the hit. Would have had to quickly scurry back if the catch was made. And I think Robinson would have just enough time to turn. But I do like that Ponce, he's still committed to the play. He was kind of ranging to cover second, but also gets the ball.
Brings up Ryan Strachan. Ground ball. This one tries to go up the middle. It does, and will bring home Ladd. So it's a 5-3 game on the base hit.
That's why that string of doubles, I think, is so important for the Spartans, because Valdosta is not a team that's going to like roll over and once they go down by a few runs, completely give up. They're a team that will chase you on the scoreboard. The last 5 games, Tampa won 14-6, 14-3. That's actually when the Blazers were a bit quieter. Lost 14-15, then 3-6 and 9-3.
And here comes Joe Urso. That may be it. Yep, he does signal to the bullpen, so Kenny Robinson's day will be done, other than he's responsible for the man at first. And coming in is Josiah Velasquez. Lefty coming in. We'll get some numbers on him, but we'll take a break and be right back. So Josiah Velasquez coming in to pitch. He is a junior lefty from Fort Myers, Florida. Went to Florida Southwest State before coming to Tampa.
It's been a high-leverage lefty out of the bullpen, and that's why you see Robinson exit early. 2 lefties coming up, and I think Coach Urso wants the platoon advantage for Velasquez. Doing good with a 4.02 ERA. He is 0-1 on the season. Struck out 11 in 10 innings. He has the 3rd highest batting average allowed of the staff, only behind Garrett Hill and Lucas Johns, who've combined for 1 1/3 on the mound together.
Okay. First batter he faces will be Luke Flading. Strachan on first with the RBI single. Flading has got a base hit, drove in a run, and walked and scored his last time up. And that's ball 2. They're going to come up with a shift, so they're sending Martinez to the first base side of second base, the third baseman, keeping Ponce as the only person on the third base side of second base. And he is actually shifted almost behind second base. And he taps one down the third base line, but now is it a fair ball? I think it is. No signal.
Yeah, and that's the downside of playing a super aggressive shift. If something like that happens, it's just a free base. You can't bunt it down the line because there's 2 outs, but you essentially get a swinging bunt on a weak contact hit from Flading.
Pretty much what it was.
So it works out well.
So now runners at first and second. That might have been a tough play even had they played normally, because that took a high hop, and by the time it came down, might have beat it out anyway. Ground ball. This one should be routine. Ponce, Woodburn, third out, inning over. They do get a run, and they've cut it down to a 5-3 game. We head to the bottom of the fifth. 5-3, Tampa on top. We'll be right back. Preston Wetherell back on the mound for Valdosta State. Last time he was on the mound, it was 5-2. Now it's 5-3. So he wants to hold Tampa down, see if his Blazers can keep pushing back into it. He will start by facing Gunnar Carlson, then Joander Irigoyen and Jake Books. Carlson with a fly out and a hit by pitch last time. And that one just misses outside. Windy day here in Tampa. It's been getting cooler. It was a cold front that blew in last night with the rain. Hit around 72 degrees. I think it's cooler than that now.
Makes sense as we kind of transition to night.
Yep.
I'll check Thorgard.
It says 68 right now. Feels like 62. Swing and a miss.
Thorgard's got it at 69. Also, a lot of showers on the West Coast.
I feel like it's 68.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel it's a little closer to a
69?
I'd say like a 69.1.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
You're very exact.
I got a good feeling of the decibels.
See, I'm from Wisconsin. I can tell you when it's like 20 or 18. I can tell the difference.
Yeah, up from Connecticut, similar.
And a 3-1 walk sends Carlson on, and Irigoyen now to the plate. My sister still lives up in Wisconsin in Green Bay. They had 40 inches of snow over a weekend. Most snow they've ever had in one period. Irigoyen looks at a slow curve, and the umpire calls it a strike.
One thing you don't miss about being down here is the big snow weekends. Yeah. You miss some snow sometimes, but just bits and pieces is what you'd like.
Ground ball gets through, base hit. That'll put runners at first and second. Solid piece of hitting by Irigoyen, and it'll bring Jake Books to the plate. Yeah, when we had that cold spell come through in February, I don't know if they said they said there was a chance you might see snow here, but I think it was a little bit north of here that actually saw some snowflakes.
Yeah, you definitely don't mind a little, but it's the ice that's always the big danger when it comes to that, especially in a place like Florida. You're more likely to get a bit of ice because it's going to be a bit closer to like 32 degrees, that kind of melting point, that fluctuating point. And people in Florida aren't accustomed to ice, so
No.
that's where the already infamous drivers are going to be a little bit weaker.
It gets away. Do the runners try to move? One does. The other one's in trouble. Now let's see if they try to score. They missed him. They missed him. Trying to go to second base. Irigoyen danced around the tag and got to second base. Umpire was right there.
And Coach Holst is asking for some clarification. He's trying to argue that Irigoyen went out of the base path. But I think Irigoyen played it perfectly. I don't think he stepped over the base path line.
No.
And you also saw Coach Urso right next to Carlson. They were ready in case of any hesitation, any maybe bobbled ball to send the runner home. Because when you're in a bit of a pickle, that's when you can open up a little bit of chaos on the base path.
Most definitely. Still discussing it. Umpire was pretty set in his ways on what he saw and what he called.
I think our PA staff might be trying to rage bait Holst a little bit by playing the Jeopardy theme as they discuss it. But that is some really good base running. After a bit of awkward hesitation, he should have probably just stayed back at first because by the time he started moving, he was just kind of caught in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
I like the immediate jump from Carlson, kind of a risky play, but good recovery by Irigoyen.
So, Holst does not win the argument. No further discussion. Runners at second and third now. Nobody out. And Book's still at the plate. So after all said and done, the runners move up a base.
Into the frying pan.
3-0 now. Books waits. 3-1.
It's into the frying pan, out of the fire if you walk Books, I'd say. You got
Yeah.
Pereira, who's been pretty hot at the plate today on deck. And the rest of the bottom of the order doing pretty good, too.
3-1. Fouled off. We'll go full. They do have the stadium lights on now. They didn't have them earlier. At the moment, no effect, but sunset still about an hour away. That one's blooped out into left field, giving back, now going deeper, and now going over the head. I thought it was a bloop. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score, and cruising into second with a double is Books. Base is clearing. And that'll make it a 7-3 game. I based it on Flading coming in, and then all of a sudden he retreated very quickly.
A little bit.
Going to be a pitching change.
A little bit less windy that time, I think, to help out the double. Now we feel some more gusts.
We're going to have a pitching change, so why don't we step out, and we'll get you some numbers right after this.
So out of the bullpen, it'll be another Preston. Replacing Preston Weatherell, it'll be Preston James for the Blazers. Tampa leads 7-3 off another timely base hit. A double to extend the scoreline. It's been a strong start to the inning for the Spartans, chasing Weatherell out after 1+ innings. hasn't been able to record an out yet. James is ready to go. He's a transfer out of Lake Sumter State College. Did not feature last year for the Blazers. Has had a few reps this season. 8 in total. He'll be looking to improve a 9.45 ERA. Pereira, Soto, Martinez due up for the Spartans. The bottom of the order, playing like the heart of the order today for Tampa. Previous inning saw Martinez and Ponce, 8-9, rattle 2 doubles back-to-back. And now it's 3 runners, 2 hits to start the inning. Single and a double. The bases clearing one by Books puts him at second. Inside, clips the corner, strike 1. Bottom of the 5th continues here. Pereira plated Irigoyen on an RBI double back in the 2nd. One and one, just missing away. Coach Urso mentioned that executing was going to be the big difference for today. It's also going to be the big difference in general for a lot of Spartan games this season. He said that the team was awful at it on Friday. They were unsuccessful getting bunts and timely hits. Tampa had left the bases loaded 3 times. But that's something they did well on Saturday and are doing well today. They've only left 3 on the base paths in total. And even when they've left runners on, they've also scored as the count goes 2-2 to Pereira. Another timely spot. No outs, runner in second. Here's James. Pereira to straightaway center. This will advance the runner, but an easy catch for Banks. Relay is not in time. That'll bring up Javi Soto, looking to get on base for the first time today. The only Spartan to not do so. Fly out and ground out. So it'll be Javi Soto right here. And Tampa unable to score yet off Preston James. Ball 1 high and inside, and Jack is also back. Whew. Big start to the inning for the Spartans.
Yeah. They've had timely hitting so far. James does foul that one off. Infield pulled in. 7-3 still. There are about, I don't know if they can hear it, but there are a lot of cars just gunning it up and down Cass Street.
Yeah, more than normal. One of them's got like a modified engine, so you kind of get the stutter. Ooh.
I don't know if it hit him in the helmet. I think it hit him in the back, small of the back. So that's the second hit batter today for Tampa, and we were saying they get hit about 1.8 times a game.
I couldn't see if he did. I think that James might have tipped the cap, kind of the apology gesture that you'll normally see. But obviously, you'd rather not give Tampa another base runner on purpose?
No. Typically, they make you pay. That'll bring Martinez to the plate. Had a big hit. Actually, he had two hits today. Single, drove in a run, then a double, and scored. See if he can continue it. Still just 1 out. And strike call. Now they're back at normal depth with a chance of a force. Tapped foul. Check swing bunt. does go foul.
That would have been one of the funniest squeezes if it did stay fair, because Books did head home. I really like him heads up, kind of thinking, oh, I'll just score a run.
Yeah. While they watch it, he trots across the plate. It did roll foul, though, so it's an 0-2 count to Martinez. Ponce on deck. And the pitch. Fly popped up, heading out towards center field. Coming in quickly is Banks. Still comes in, makes the catch. And Books stays at third. 2 out now.
They've seen some good throws out of Banks, so they didn't want to risk him getting caught out at home. So
And kind of shallow, and it was coming in, too. So he had momentum on his side. So Ponce to the plate. He's got a 1 for 1 day, technically. Walked and scored, doubled and scored. Also drove in a run with that double. Strike call. Bottom of the 5th, Tampa by 4. Midweek baseball here at U Tampa. Ball way high. James, long look at his signals on his wrist. Now he's ready. 1-1 pitch. And that stays outside, 2-1. Jordan Evans waiting, hoping he gets a chance to hit. That one called strike. 2-2 now. Again, a long look at his signals on his wrist. Now he's ready. 2-2 pitch. Kind of a half-hearted swing. Goes down swinging. Inning is over. Spartans they do not add any runs this inning, and so we have now played 5 full, and it's still 7-3. Tampa had a chance, didn't get him across. At the end of 5 full, it is 7-3. Tampa leading Valdosta State. Top of the 6th we go. Tampa up by 4. Josiah Velazquez back on the mound for Tampa. First batter he will face this inning, Marcos Civiano.
One cool thing to know, we also had another Guess the Spartans segment for the kids.
Yeah.
Cade Drohan was listed up there, which was interesting.
Okay.
Because Cade isn't here today.
Yeah, that's right. That was a neat story.
He is up in Boston because his brother, who had recently been traded to the Brewers, got the call, and he is going to be part of the road trip and might make his first Major League appearance today.
So he got called up to the show. And Joe was very nice about it. He's like, hey, I'm saying go. You go see your brother.
Yeah. What's going to be more important, seeing your brother's first major league outing or a midweek game against Valdosta State?
Yeah. See you when you get back.
Yeah. I think the same would be true even if it was the series against the Mocs.
Probably. And it was fun to see Anthony Nunez getting his major league debut. Has he pitched since?
He did. One outing against the Padres, but unfortunately, like some of his Spartan teammates on Sunday, one tricky little fielding play got him a notch on the blown save.
Okay.
But I guess if that's your welcome to the big leagues moment, could have been worse. Could have been a home run.
Yeah. Anthony had never pitched, at least in a game situation, until he got to his final year at Tampa. And Joe Urso turned him into a pitcher, a relief pitcher, who then got drafted because he was so good. Got drafted by the Mets. Got traded to the Orioles.
For Cedric Mullins. It was other players, too, in the package,
right.
But it's more fun to say that Nunez got traded for Cedric Mullins outright.
Yeah.
And think about it as well, Mullins is now in Tampa.
Okay. The Rays had their home opener yesterday. Playing the Cubs again. They don't have to worry about the wind or the temperature.
The final time I had been to the Trop before the hurricane took the roof off and suspended play there for a year was on a rainy day.
Ground ball, race to the base. They got him.
It was on a rainy day for a job fair, actually, at the Trop. And there was also a game with the Twins that same day. I got to see about an inning of it before the rain was getting so bad. My brother and I were like, we're just going to go home. And had to go through some kind of flooded streets almost driving back.
Huh.
Both our cars were fine. But definitely a fun story out for our final time at the Trop.
Yeah.
Good to have a reunion soon at the Trop.
And there's another little grounder. Carlson. This time no race to the base. The steps on the bag. Inning is over. We have played 5.5. It's still 7-3 Tampa. We'll be right. Bottom of the sixth we go. Tampa will be coming to the plate with the top of the order. Jordan Evans will lead off, followed by Woodburn, Carlson, and many others. Ty Floyd on the mound for Valdosta State. Coming in relief as the bullpen game continues. A 7.9 ERA. This is his 13th appearance of the year. No decisions. 13 2/3 innings pitched, 17 hits, 14 runs, 12 of them earned, walked 13, struck out 19.
Scary high walk rate, but a very nice high strikeout rate, too.
Striking out more than almost 1.5 an inning.
Came out of Lake Sumter State as a transfer, and then as a freshman was at Tallahassee Community College.
Okay. Jordan Evans will be coming up for his fourth at-bat today. Doubled, brought in a run last time. In that fourth inning, the Spartans had 3 consecutive doubles.
Yeah, Tampa's had runs in 4 consecutive innings. The offense definitely looking alive at this stage of the game.
Last time they played Valdosta State, they had an 8-0 lead. Hit 5 home runs in the game. I think that we made a point that the wind, is going to not allow that to happen again. Evans waits. Off speed, just missing. One-0 pitch. Goes fastball outside. And low outside. Evans has seemed to have reclaimed his spot at the top of the order. They went with Ponce last Friday night and then switched for the weekend.
I think Ponce does a bit better kind of as a reverse leadoff guy batting last.
Missing there, and he gets, got a 4-pitch walk. So Ty Floyd's first batter, 4 pitches, he sends him to first.
You definitely don't want to give up 4 balls out of the bullpen against the Spartans.
Nope.
Throughout the season, he's showcased his electric stuff. He's been able to rack up the strikeouts. But at the same time, command has been here and there.
So now Braden Woodburn throw to first. Ground ball, 1 hop. Mack gets 1, no relay. So 1 down and a runner on first. And now Gunnett Carlson to the plate.
Floyd's last outing was when he came into relief against Mississippi College. He replaced Drake LaRoche. He got chased out of the first inning, giving up 8 runs. Ooh. But he was able to settle things down relatively well.
So that's where the ERA came from.
Yeah, that's why Drake's is a little bit high, I'd imagine.
7.9.
But Floyd, 2 1/3, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. 2 runs allowed on 3 hits, but effectively wild for the most part. The Blazers would lose in 7.
0-1 pitch. Thought about it, pulled back. It's 1-1. Runner goes. Throw to second. Good throw. Safe, though. Tell you what, Lawrence has a nice arm. He's made a couple plays. He's thrown a batter out, and he's had a couple other good throws.
That one was right on the money, but yeah. I just don't think they turned the tag in time.
Right.
Not even a great slide out of Woodburn. Just came in normally. Wasn't trying to swim around the tag. But, yeah, Lawrence, good job today, I'd say, behind the plate.
Looking at the childhood picture of Gunnett Carlson on the scoreboard, he's pitching. Swing and a miss there. He goes down swinging for the second out. I'll bring Irigoyen to the plate now. Irigoyen, a couple base hits, a stolen base, a run scored, and a sacrifice fly. So he's had a productive day every at-bat. First pitch just a little low outside. That one gets away, and that's going to allow Woodburn to get to third. So now he's 90 feet away. And a 2-0 count to Irigoyen.
Bit of timely sac fly earlier, and same thing would do 8-3 right here.
No, 2 out, though.
Oh, right.
He's going to have to do it the hard way.
You could do a sac fly, it just would have to be dropped.
Yes. The pitch from Floyd. Off speed, tried to bring it in, but it stayed high. On deck is Jake Books. Ball outside, and Irigoyen gets a pass. So Floyd has walked a couple. And he's now got runners on first and third with 2 outs. Books at the plate. So we'll see what Books can do. He doubled, brought in 2 runs last time. That ball is a little low in. Seven 3, Tampa on top. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, blocked by Lawrence. Floyd now sets. 2-0, ball 3. So Floyd is in danger of walking the bases full. He does have 2 outs, but the 2 base runners walked, and now a 3-0 count to Books. And he missed a 3rd walk. So the bases are full. And to the plate comes Nick Pereira. We both kind of glanced down at the Valdosta State dugout. There is a pitcher warming up, and Lawrence is going to go out and talk to Floyd. Give him some words of encouragement.
If it was a closer game, I think you might go to the bullpen here. It is only 4 runs, and actually, they are.
And they are going to make the change. All right, we'll let them make the change. We'll come back and tell you about it all right after this. Hunter Ward. So Hunter Ward will now come into pitch, and he will inherit a mess as there are bases loaded and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ward comes in. He's got a 9.54 ERA, 1-1 on the year. This is his 11th appearance of the season. 9 1/3 innings pitched, 13 runs, 12 hits, or 13 hits, 12 runs, 10 of them earned. Walked 10, struck out 15.
Last year at Georgia Highlands, he had a 4.02 ERA and 0.96 WHIP. You normally don't see that low of a WHIP with that reasonably high ERA, so definitely some bad batted ball luck. He definitely has electric stuff. You see that in the numbers. Similar to Floyd, though, command will be the question.
It'll be Woodburn at third, Irigoyen at second, Books at first, and Nick Pereira comes to the plate. Pereira with an RBI double back in the second inning. Since then has grounded out and flied out. Normally on a sunny day here in Tampa, we talk about the shadows creeping up behind home plate, but we don't have that to worry about today. Hunter Ward sets and fires. Curves outside, and Pereira did not go for it. One-0 pitch. That one is low as well. Nowhere to put him, though, on a 2-0 pitch. Bags are full.
Good slider out of Ward for it to be that far away on that first pitch and still get a bit of a check swing.
2-0 now. That one down the middle, strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. In the stretch, 2-1. Just missing 3-1. Very close.
It's a great spot to be in if you're Pereira. It's your choice if you even want to offer on this pitch. See if you can just walk in a run.
So the 3-1. Base is full. Strike. So that'll bring a full count up. So now he will be looking at a pitch to hit. The runners will be moving. Ward gets the sign, goes in the stretch. Tipped into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. Inning is over. Tampa does not score. And we have now played 6 full innings. It is still Tampa 7 and Valdosta State 3 on the TampaSpartans.tv.
So we'll continue here at the Birdcage. Top of the 7th coming up. It's been a great start for the Spartans. Valdosta State have tried to keep up, and they've notably gotten out of a bases-loaded jam with a call to Hunter Ward. Keller, Ladd, Howard, they'll be due up to face Velasquez. The big at-bat will be Howard, the lefty for Velasquez. Had a clean 1-2-3 inning last time around after having a timely escape in the 5th. Herited 1 runner from Kenny Robinson. Did not let the runner score.
I can send you his Hall
That'll bring up Keller, who's 0 for 2, ball 1. Very quick start out of the bullpen so far for Velasquez. 13 pitches to complete 1 1/3 as the count goes 1-1. Tobin Moran could be a late guy for the Spartans if they need. If they can make it to the 9th inning, he could be able to close out for a save or at least a de facto save situation if it stays a 4-run margin. Velasquez in line for a hold, given that he inherited a 2-run game. And that'll be strike 2 on the corner. 2-2 is the count. I spoke loud there to help the people who have also, I think, fallen asleep in the booth on the main scoreboard. We apologize. And that's fouled back. Staying alive is Matt Keller. Valdosta State are 10-10 at home this year, but on the road, 3-14. So they're definitely not road warriors, you could say, in terms of their performances. But at home, they're playing at 500 as the count will go full. Taking a look at the schedule, trying to see their next homestand as we get the payoff pitch. This one fouled. Still 3-2. It will be on April 17th and 15th. The weekend is 17 and 18, and the midweek matchup on the 15th against Georgia College.
So they have the weekend off?
Nope, they'll be on the road this weekend in Tennessee. Great scoop by Ponce. One hop pulls Carlson away from the bag. That's going to be an infield single. The runner would have been safe. Sharp hit ball. Ponce prevented any chance of a double if it could have scooted past Soto. A leadoff single on a full count for the Blazers. But yeah, this weekend the Blazers take on Lee out in Tennessee.
Oh, okay. So both Valdosta and Tampa will be road warriors this weekend.
Ooh, that one misses inside to bring up the lefty Howard. Hit by pitch for Parker Ladd. Looking ahead for the Blazers, they'll be back on Florida on the week of April 21 to April 25. They close out their regular season against the Falcons on Tuesday, and then they have their final conference series in Pensacola on Friday and Saturday before the GSC tournament in Oxford, Alabama at the Chocolaco Park.
Oh, yes.
Wonder who we get stretching and tossing if Velasquez is in a bit of trouble. Pitch count should be relatively fine. Strike 1 low and into Howard, who's 0 for 3 today. No outs and 2 on for the heart of the order. Will be a tight escape for Velasquez. Almost hits him again,
wow.
Missing inside 1-1. Good dodge there by Brent Howard. The skies are opening up a bit over the Tampa campus. Get to see the blue sky still out there. Yeah. Sunset not for some time.
Yeah, another half hour maybe.
1-2. Strikeout here would be nice. Weak contact almost even more preferred. Fouled back. Tampa hitting .323 compared to Valdosta .251 on the year. The big difference, however, is the ERA. The Blazers have a 7.62 ERA for his staff. Tampa .289.
Wow.
So both pitching staffs kind of playing to their averages.
A 70-point difference in batting average.
And a
500,
yeah. Or
on ERA.
Trying to think if you think about the full points or 100 points, decimals, how you kind of determine the ERA. I believe it would just be a 5-point difference, but the 5-point difference is a lot more grand than a 50-point difference, believe it or not. 2-2 on the way. Down the line and fair. It stayed right on the line and bring home one run. I believe they'll try to send Ladd home as well. Relay will not be in time to get the first runner. They do hold Ladd up at third. RBI double out of Howard. Just 2 feet into fair territory there.
Probably a good idea to keep him at third. I don't think he'd have made it, but you've still got no out, and you've got 2 runners in scoring position, and you're within 3.
The main scoreboard doesn't read the correct score. 7-4 now for the Spartans.
It says 8-3, right?
Yeah, and it's not the bottom of the 7th. So, as that gets corrected, first pitch now to Ryan Strachan. That'll be low and inside, ball 1. Two hits today for Strachan. And if you got a lot under this one, braving against the wind, he could tie the game.
Oh.
This won't tie. Oh. This could tie the game. Going all the way back is Brooks, and it's gone. See ya. 3-run shot, and it took the wind carrying it to shallow right field. And we are all square at the birdcage for the second time this season. A big inning surrendered from Velasquez. I know he's having flashbacks to that Davenport game, as it'll bring up Flading with a tie game.
Boy, Book stayed with that when he turned towards center field when it left the bat, and actually had to pivot all the way around because the wind blew it probably about 30 feet from where it might have gone on a non-windy day. But it just kept carrying.
So all 4 runners to start the inning come home. Sam Militello, now with the bases empty, will have a chance to get Velasquez resettled. And you naturally imagine someone will start to toss in the Spartan bullpen.
You look at the scoreboard, both teams 7 runs, 10 hits.
Even on the day. Not a bad pitch there from Velasquez, but a really good swing out of Strachan. Because, he didn't get a clean hit. He had to push it the other way. Mm-hmm. And most days with the wind, that is a borderline home run.
Yeah.
But it's only going about 330, I'd imagine. So that is pretty close. It's 7-6 if it drops at the wall.
Yep.
Which would have been the alternative. And it slipped behind barely. It didn't bounce off the wall into fair play. Just scooped a little over it. We'll see how Velasquez responds. 2 lefties coming up. Wonder if you'd see a platoon change once Mack makes it back to the plate. Ball 1. Fleeting singled against Velasquez last time. One and one. Ironically, lefties are 2 for 3 against Velasquez today. But he's done a lot better against the right-handed hitters. I think some of the batting gear tossed back to the dugout. I wonder if Fleeting is trying to loosen up his body there. Give him more room for a swing. 2 and 1. The junior out of Fort Myers continues. Just a bit low, 3 and 1. Charlie Banks on deck. Ball 4. Leveled it to a 1-1 count, but trying to work around the edges. Unable to hit the zone.
Because now, and here comes Joe, because now we're talking about that is the lead runner on first base.
Yeah, no longer any extra cushion for Velasquez. And that will see a move to the bullpen. Bad news for Kenny Robinson. No longer in line for his first Spartan win. And it'll be up to Tampa to try to get out of the jam. It'll probably be Tobin Moran. When we return in the top of the 7th, it is 7-7. So a call to the closer for the Spartans. Tobin Moran, thanks to some players kind of recovering from injuries, similar to the Blazers. The Spartans bullpen not at full health. That's seen Moran get elevated from spot starter to high leverage reliever. And he will be inheriting a base runner in the top of the 7th.
Moran comes in with a 2.11 ERA, no decisions. Has started 4 games. And has 21 and a third innings pitched, 18 hits, only 5 runs. They are both earned. Walked 2, struck out 18. But he inherits a man on and nobody out. And already 4 runs in.
So not ideal start to the inning for the Spartans as they trail. Well, they could be trailing should that lead runner get home. Charlie Banks ready to go. He's 1 for 2 today. Strike 1.
Here we go. Turn 2 here and just make it a little easier.
I was able to chat with Moran back last Friday, talking about how he's done this season and how he's been able to kind of shift roles from being a starter to more of a bullpen guy. And he feels more comfortable now, saying that he just wants to be in a role that can help Tampa win.
Okay.
But also one thing that he's been able to develop again, his trust in his ability. Since his injury, he said he sometimes felt a bit shaky, not being able to trust his stuff like he used to, but over the course of the year, he's been able to get that back. Tough toss from Martinez. Nice catch by Carlson. Advances the runner, but gets the first out. Slow roller preventing a double play there.
Yeah, that was a good throw by Martinez. When he let go of it, I thought, that's high.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be high, but Carlson's got some good height over first base.
Yeah, and I think gravity worked on it, too.
As it ought to. Tying runs in scoring position, though, and it is Seviano. You could argue he's due for a hit. 0 for 2 today with a sacrifice bunt. Has only plated 3 this season in clutch positions. It's all about how you can execute in these high leverage spots. Can the Blazers do it? Strike 1 on the corner. Also makes you think Moran is a spot starter, but they want him healthy for Saturday. Does he get the ball in the 9th, or does Tampa go to someone else? We've got a few days to rest. Maybe you bring Fiker back out there. The count goes 0-2. Or you give someone else a closing opportunity. You'd imagine Sammy Beer, if he's ready to go, would be waiting for the weekend.
Right. Well, we got to get through the 7th first.
And the 8th.
And the 8th.
7-7, and Tampa would still need a score. Make it 0-2 now to Seviano, missing outside. One in the third, 4 hits, currently responsible for 4 runs. 1 walk and 1 strikeout for Velasquez. Swing and a miss. 2 down, 2 back-to-back outs for Moran as he looks to get out of the jam. The shortstop, Mack, will get ready to go. Sack fly back in the 4th. He's not in a sack fly spot right here. Strike 1. Mack has a low average, but a high clutch in terms of his RBI tally. 22 entering today, 23 now on the season. That is among the leaders in the lineup, only trailing Howard and Banks. 1-1. That ground out against Banks is pretty important. Banks is the big power threat out of the Blazers lineup with 10 on the year for home runs. The home run out of Straight Chan is first of the season. Line to center. This is a tough ball for Evans. Over the head of Woodburn. That'll get down. And Evans also can't pick it up on the initial bounce. And Valdosta State, for the first time since the first inning, take the lead.
Evans didn't pick that up cleanly, but it was not going to be a play at the plate anyway.
Would have been close, but I do reckon the advantage lied in the legs of Flading. The Blazers make it a 5-run seventh. Tampa's going to need to respond with a big lucky seventh. Here comes Beckham. 2 down and a runner on first. The lone inherited run will score for Velasquez to end his day with 5 earned. Hits a straightaway center. Evans giving chase. Curling into the gap. It'll go to Books. Inning over. The Blazers bat around the order, ending where it starts with Keller on deck. They'll have to wait for the 8th after a 5-run 7th. The Spartans will need a lucky 7 to get back on track at the bird. Stretch time continues at the birdcage. I would sing along, but my voice is still kind of ailing from the weekend.
I've heard you sing too, so don't.
See, you could tell that is a joke because I was in a pretty prestigious choral group in high school,
Okay.
the Riddlers, part of Avon Old Farms.
Really?
They tour around the world.
I stand corrected.
That is the one thing you'll stand corrected on because most of the time you will be correct. Singing
You
is
don't
the...
want, let me change that. You don't want me singing at all.
That's fair. Were you in any good choral groups?
No.
That's unfortunate.
No. I was never even invited.
We'll continue with the lucky 7th and see if there is a change out there on the mound. Doesn't look like it. Hunter Ward should be returning. A very windy day at the birdcage. And Jack, what do you think Tampa's going to need to do to get back into the game against the Blazers? They're a very resilient team. They like when the games are close like this. They've already rallied back, a quick comeback. Think the Spartans can respond?
I think they can, but it makes you want. I mean, they had a 4-run lead, and that didn't hold up. So you claw back, take a 9-8 lead. Is that going to be enough? Because they have 2 more at-bats.
And they're going to have to rely on Moran for the next inning and beyond. He'll essentially be having a spot start here on Tuesday.
I mean, the Spartans have hit the ball well. They're at 10 hits, 9 hits on the day. A bunch of doubles.
They'll try to get a few more. Soto got plunked last time. He'll get ahead 1-0. Ward continues, 1-0 on the way. High and inside, 2-0. In a bit of more sober note, we recently learned about the passing of Bob Barancott, University of Tampa legend in terms of our administrative programs. He founded the sports management program and was instrumental in getting the Spartans into the Sunshine State Conference. Rest in peace to Bob. He will be missed.
Yeah.
Soto will get up 3-0 now. The lucky 7th off to a good start in this plate appearance. That'll bring up Jack Martinez. Ooh. Ball, not a strike. Or, yes, a strike.
Called a strike.
Called a strike. And apparently it's 2-2. It must have been a super delayed call out of Casey Sanchez. Or the scoreboards both have it wrong. Could have sworn it was 3-0. Swing and a miss, and indeed,
It was.
1 away. So the second after, so it must have been a 2+ second delayed strike call earlier in the at-bat. Do you know where that was, do you think?
No.
So bad news for Soto, 1 down in the inning. Second strikeout for Ward has picked up 2 Ks right out of the bullpen. Jack Martinez now with the bases empty Tampa does have plenty of outs to work with late in the game to score the tying run. But always hurts when a 4-run advantage like that goes up in smoke.
Yeah, it disappeared quickly.
It's almost exactly like the Davenport game earlier, and bad news for Velasquez. That was also one where he picked up a blown save. The losing decision here would be Moran, if this holds. As the count goes 1-1. That's a big if. Tampa's been executing throughout most of the day. They've only left 5 on the board, which has been pretty good compared to the recent games for the Spartans. They've had less in total on the base path, but they're scoring most of them, 7 runs on 9 hits. Check swing, Martinez did go.
Yeah.
Always tough to tell from our booth if he swung, but it didn't look like he went around too far.
Base umpire, though, said he did.
Can't argue with City Hall.
Nope.
And also, even ABS challenges I don't think can go against swings. Not that we have ABS at the D2 level. Hit to short. This will be a close play at first. Martinez hustling.
He might have beat it. Yeah.
He got it.
Nice
Not in
job.
time.
Way to hustle. And that's what you want to see when you need to come back in a game is somebody who hustles down the line, gets on base on a close play.
And Holtz also not happy about the call. He is going to argue with City Hall. There was a look of bewilderment out of Ward out there on the mound as well when he was called safe. But he's not going to convince the umpires to change his mind. Ponce with 1 away.
To me, it was close enough. I was not surprised he was called safe.
Yeah, I think that could have dawned 50-50. Think about tie goes to runner. You do want to get aggressive on the base path here. But Martinez did get caught stealing, and we have seen Beckham have a pretty good arm behind the plate. Actually, it is Lawrence.
Yep.
So, strike 1. When did they make that change?
It's a couple innings ago.
Yeah, it must have been a couple innings ago.
Yeah, because it was when I was
Yeah, because I remember seeing
3
that.
or 4 innings ago.
Might have been a full game change that our group just inputted the lineup too early with. Anyway, for now, ball's going to get away.
Oh.
Good block. Runner stays put. And yes, was very recently they made the swap.
Goal.
Swing and a miss. There goes the runner. And doesn't evade the tag this time. 2 away. Martinez not happy about the call at second. And I think the umpire might be trying to say that he slid over the bag potentially. It was a close call there. 2 outs now for Ponce, and it'll be a 1-2 count.
So unfortunately, beating out that ground ball doesn't pay off.
Ponce also falls behind 1-2 thanks to it trying to be a hit and run. Or at the very least, you give a swing to try to slow up the catcher.
Mm-hmm.
That one misses low, 2-2. Martinez was also visibly unhappy after the play at second. And Tampa's lucky 7 might go up in smoke. Outside, full count for Ponce. On deck, Jordan Evans. Tampa would have the top of the order for the 8th or here. And it will be for the 8th. Got him chasing in the dirt. Swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts. And 1 in the 3rd for Ward. He did give up a hit, but that runner was evaporated off a great throw from Lawrence. On to the top of the 8th. The Spartans are trailing, and Moran will continue. So here we go. Tobin Moran continuing. He was able to get out of the previous inning, but a clutch hit does saddle him in line for the loss. Unfortunate for Tobin Moran, as he'll now try to keep things clean in the brand new frame. Taylor Storley, joined by Jack Ike for Spartan baseball action. Final time will be here for a handful of weeks. By handful, I only mean 2. That's 2 handfuls of days or so.
Yeah.
Later in April, though, the Spartans will be back home. They've got another home stand before the regular season comes to a close. Florida Tech and Barry will be here on April 24 to 25 and May 7 to 8. And it is highly likely that the Spartans will be hosting regional play as the count goes 0-1.
The tough part of the remaining schedule is Rollins and Embry-Riddle are the 2 teams chasing Tampa, and Tampa must play both of them on the road.
Swing and a miss 0-2. Ran out of the gates quickly. 2 strikes to Matt Keller. Keller got the offense going in the 7th for the Blazers. Singled. Scored on the RBI by Howard. Big thing for the Spartans to note, though. The Blazers don't have any of their high leverage arms ready and available in practice unless one of them volunteers to, not take this day off with a chance to upset the number 2 team in the nation. The Blazers might be forced to try to find some breakout performances out of low leverage arms, tied up on the high heat, 1 down. Second strikeout for Moran out of the bullpen. That'll bring up Parker Ladd. Ladd ready to go, doubled and got hit by a pitch. Both times he's gone on board, he's ended up scoring. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Moran with a handful of whiffs to start the inning. Tried to frame it, couldn't get it. Pereira trying to do his best to assist Moran there. 1-1. And still a windy evening here in Tampa. Yep. That has been the one constant of today. That's lined up the middle, almost takes Moran's head off. And Moran cursing his self-preservation skills because he could have knocked it down in front of him. Then again, do you really want to knock it down in front of you with your head? Probably not. 1 on, 1 away now for Brent Howard. 36-24 all-time. That is the record for the Spartans against the Blazers. The last Tampa loss came in a road trip that ended 15-14. Tampa has recorded 14 runs in each of their last 3 games against the Blazers, and surprisingly, do have a loss in that span. You don't normally lose a game when you score 14.
No. That was like 15-14, was it?
15-14 in favor of the Blazers. We continue the E.J. Doskow Derby, 0-1. Mentioned that. Doskow formerly a Blazer before joining the Spartans for his senior year. 0-2. Howard's had 2 strikes in each of his last 3 plate appearances.
So they get 2 strikes on him and they make the switch.
Very aggressive shift. If Howard can poke it the other way, it would be a free base. It's exactly what we saw out of Flading earlier. 1-2. He was able to poke a ball down that third base line in the 5th inning.
Yeah, I almost think he inadvertently did that.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional.
No.
Here with 1 out, you could theoretically try a bunt down the line. Unlikely with 2 strikes. Runner stays put as the count goes 2-2. Ladd almost kind of got stuck on the base path for a sec there. If Irigoyen was up quickly, might have had him out to dry. For now, it'll be a 1-2, 2-2 out of Moran. And on the ground to first. Weird hop, so they can't turn 2. There would have been a chance to fire for a tag at second, Carlson does pick it up on the hop for the second out.
And again, it would have been close.
Advantage to the runner in that situation because you don't have the force.
Yeah.
But they do get the out on the play at first, the important one. Strachan, who went yard last time, is just a triple from the cycle. He doubled in the first, singled in the fifth, homered in the seventh.
Well, let's hope he gets a triple this weekend.
That's true, this weekend. Or he could triple in the runners out of the play. Do ignore how that's physically impossible. Ball one. How deep will Moran be able to go? You definitely assume he'll be back for the ninth, should he escape here in the eighth. Coach mentioned he'd like it to just be those four guys out there tonight.
Yeah.
Mentioned Robinson, Velasquez, and Hernandez, of course, starting the game, 1-1. So Moran will continue. Hit up the middle. Picked up by Ponce. Got it for out number 3.
All right, let's get something here.
So here we go to the bottom of the 8th. 6 more tries for the Spartans as they trail by 1. Still within reach. Should be a run that goes down to the wire here on Tuesday night. Bottom of the 8th, and we are back at the birdcage. Tampa trailing by 1. Top of the order, Evans, Woodburn, Carlson due up. Tampa could have chained the lucky 7 for the top of the order, but a runner caught stealing and 2 clutch strikeouts out of Ward takes care of that. Ward has been very nice out of the bullpen. He will continue right here as he keeps going for the win.
Well, the good thing is the Spartans have the top of the order coming up. Make it as tough as possible. Get that run.
If Ward holds on, he would jump to 2-1 on the year for his record. But he's got to retire Evans, Woodburn, and Carlson again. Entered the game in the 6th. Got out of a jam. After a clean 7th, he'll start with strike 1 in the 8th. Oh and 1. Just high, 1-1. It is past sunset time now here in Tampa. You can tell things have darkened across campus. And on nights like this, you can actually see some students walking around out to the right-hand side. That's where a foul ball could get in the way as the count goes 1-2. Evans 1 for 3, trying to get back on base. Trying to get the Spartans offense moving. 1-2 from Ward. Low and away, 2-2. The Spartans have been scoreless in the last 2 innings after leaving them loaded in the 6th. 2-2 missing. Great take out of Evans. That'll bring the count full.
Any way you can get on base right now.
Just get that tying run aboard. And you also imagine Evans will be a little bit stronger of a base runner to try to steal and get into scoring position. You also think about Woodburn bunting for Carlson and Irigoyen. No one warming directly out of the Blazers bullpen. Strike three inside.
That was a good pitch.
Froze him with a front door slider. It is 4 strikeouts out of the pen for Ward. This time he gets him looking.
I mean, that was such a good pitch. It was hard to blame Evans for not swinging because that just was not anywhere that you could really get your bat on.
And Evans knew it as it crossed. That was just a perfectly executed spot.
It came inside and then broke into the zone high.
First pitch, similar spot for Woodburn, but missed a little higher, 1-0. Braden Woodburn's making a pretty funny face for his throwback day picture. 1-0 to Braden. Low and away, 2-0. They are increasing the pitch count for Ward, increasing the probability of them having to go to another reliever for the 9th. Don't know if they would change it for a high leverage spot, but you'd imagine Keaton Fuller would not be available today. He's been their best high leverage reliever, 18 strikeouts in 11 innings, 2-1 on the black. No one on the program has recorded a save this season. Don't know if it's fully incorrected and put it correctly, but wouldn't make would make sense with how many walk-offs they've had, fouled back 2-2.
Yeah.
Kind of surprising that no one has been able to close a one-run victory. Last time out against Valdosta State, they won 8-5, or against Montgomery, they won 8-5 after entering the 7th, trailing 5-2. It was a 7-inning doubleheader, I believe. They started that series against Auburn Montgomery, losing 19-0. Montgomery up the middle for a single. Woodburn on board with one away.
Now, do you want to get him moving? Get him into scoring position.
Indeed. But with one out, do you bunt? There will be some warm-ups beginning out of the Blazers' pen. This very well could be the final frame for Ward. And question is, can he first get out of the 8th? Not a lefty warming up, so they're not going to look to play platoon advantage against Books eventually. Ball one in the dirt. Ball bounces behind.
Can't find it.
Carlson, and that allows Woodburn to freely advance.
All right, there we take care of that situation.
And Carlson played that exactly correctly. He stood still, doing nothing to interfere.
Yeah.
If he had moved backwards or whatever, that's where the ump could have said, hey, you know you're getting in the way. But nope, stand still, lets the catcher do the work. Lawrence does find it, but...
So they could call the play dead if they thought you were impeding the catcher?
They could have done something against Woodburn, I'd imagine.
Yeah, send him
because
back.
you're not supposed to get in the way and stuff like that.
Yeah.
1-1, big swing down low. Irigoyen's on deck. Carlson yet to get a hit, but he's gone on board with a hit by pitch and walk. 0 for 2. Outside of that. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Every out from Ward has come via strikeout. Except for the runner caught stealing. 1-2 on the way to Carlson. Swing and a miss. That time some straight heat for out number 2. 5th strikeout of the game for Ward. On the season, his seasonal high was 4 strikeouts against Montevallo. He did surrender a home run as well in that game. The Blazers would go on to lose that one against Montevallo. Down the line and caught.
Oh,
what a
my.
grab by Howard.
Oh,
Saves the game for the moment for the
time.
Blazers.
Yeah.
That scores Woodburn. If it just clears his head, would have been a gamble if it was a fair ball. Howard was not taking that chance. A web gem at first base to end the frame. And Tampa gets a hit. They leave one on board. Top of the ninth. Last chance for them to try to keep things close. It'll be Moran to do so. A great escape for Hunter Ward. Once again, he got out of a bases-loaded jam earlier, and this time, thanks to Howard with a leaping catch, keeps the runner at second, preventing another Irigoyen clutch hit. I'm Taylor Storthy, joined by Jack Ike. You are watching the SSC Digital Network, and Jack, that is a pretty demoralizing play for you, Tampa.
Yeah, and I when he hit it, I looked down the line. I'm like, why isn't the ball going down the line? And then Howard was celebrating.
What a play there.
It was a rocket, too, and he jumped and got it.
He won't have a chance unless this goes to be a long inning to get back at the plate, but he's already helped his team out a ton with that catch. Flatting, Banks, Serviano due up. And Moran gets a foul ball for strike one. Flating walked last time. 2 hits, 2 walks today. Very productive at the plate. RBI'd back in the first. That was his 18th of the year.
Gotten on base every time.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. Moran's had some good stuff out of the bullpen today.
Yeah, he's pitched well.
He only has 2 strikeouts, but he's picked up whiffs. There's a reason he's quickly graduated. It's being a high-end reliever for the Spartans. Infielders shifting away, 0-2 deflating. He'll drive one into the gap. The shift would not stop that. Instead, it's Evans' range, which will do just that. One down for Charlie Banks. Serviano on deck. Righty and a lefty await Moran. He'd love a quick inning, as Tampa will then look to try to tie it in the bottom of the ninth. I don't believe we've had a walk-off this season. At the very least, we have not at home. Strike one low and away. A downside for us winning a lot of comfortable lopsided games. Haven't had any exciting finales. But also, it could be a little worrying for the Spartans to not be able to have any sayonaras yet. Apart from, run rule sayonaras. And once you hit carry in the playoffs, those are no longer on the table. Strike two. Quickly ahead of Banks, 1-2. Ball two. Not going at the slider, low and away. Tampa's only had a handful of 3-runner lower wins this season. And most of them coming on the back of saves, as that's fouled away. Eight 7 still to the Blazers. Top of the ninth continues with Moran. 2-2 to Banks. Flared foul. Still 2-2. Swing and a miss. Fires a fastball right down Main Street. Third strikeout, 2 down. That'll bring up Serviano. Low and away, 1-0 to Serviano. 3 strikeouts and a sacrifice today. He struck out against Hernandez, struck out against Velasquez, and against Moran. He'll quickly go down 1-1. 3 hours now for the total game time. Some lengthy innings in between.
Yeah. A lot of hits.
We still could have a bit of a crazy finish on the docket. 2 strikes now. Moran has reached 2 strikes to each of the batters this inning. Fly out and strike out to start. 2 down for Tobin Moran.
Ooh.
Just outside. You can tell from that camera angle, it's a windy day today.
Yeah.
On the corner, but just outside. So we'll continue. 3-2. Sharply hit to first. Good scoop by Carlson, and that'll be the end of the inning. An escape on a tricky count for Tobin Moran on a full count. Last chance saloon for the Spartans. Can they get revenge for Friday? Can they get revenge for that Davenport loss? We'll have to wait and see when we come back on the SSC Digital Network. So Hunter Ward, he is in line for the win. He is trying to close the door here in the bottom of the 9th. Books, Pereira, Soto due up. Pereira and Soto struck out against Ward in their previous plate appearances against him. Ward is about to face his 9th Spartan batter. 2 and 3rd with 2 hits and 5 strikeouts. On 37 pitches, he's had a long outing. But Coach Holtz trying to get 3 more outs out of the red-hot bullpen man. Welcome back to the SSE Digital Network. I'm Taylor Storthy. Thank you for tuning in. I'm alongside Jack Ike as always. And it is going to be up to Books and the Spartans to try to turn around the scorecard. So we now have the 5th batter in the order for the Spartans, 5, 6, and 7. As Adel down low, ball 1. Books getting ahead to start the inning. 38th pitch out of the bullpen for Ward. Two, 1-1. Walked and doubled in his last 2 tries.
Get through.
Brooks Hartley to second, but playing deep is Keller, and that does the job. 1 away.
Yeah, he was about 10 feet back on the grass.
Good positioning. And we'll continue with Pereira stepping up. Outfield changes for the Blazers. Defensively, Seviano shifts over to left. Banks moves to right. Isaiah Poe now in center. So late inning changes out deep. Try to cover the gaps. Walker Vanacek ready to come in for Ponce. The lefty warming up out of the bullpen. Might not be needed for the Blazers. They do have two arms in the wings in case there's a runner. They'd love Ward to finish the game, though. 2 2/3 out there. But for now, Pereira continues. Last had a hit in the second. Pereira to third. That's going to get picked up by Ladd. Throw makes it to first for out number 2. Spartans down to their final out.
A couple sharply hit balls, but right at people.
That's what you got to do against Tampa. You can't let them get free base runners.
Yeah. I mean, Joe got the offense out of his team that he expected, but he went to a bullpen game we both asked him down there. I said, is this kind of like a chance to prove yourself? And he said, definitely.
Once again, the inconsistent woes strike at the worst time for the Spartans. Some timely knocks for the Blazers. The 5-run seventh is the difference maker. First pitch to Vanacek on the edge for strike one. He will replace Javi Soto, not Ponce. 1-0 to Vanacek. Breaking away with a slider, 1-1. The junior out of Riverview gets his first chance today. Just a little low on the fastball. Close call. Lawrence might have been a bit aggressive in framing that one. So here's the 2-1. Fouled back. Ward needs one more strike. He needs a 6th strikeout against Tampa's number 6 to close the door. The lights are on. The wind is blowing in. 2-2 to the Spartan first baseman. Hit to right field. That does not have enough carry.
Nope.
Banks gets under it, and the Blazers beat the Spartans on the road. They take down the number 2 team in the nation. And thanks to a 5-run 7th inning, they'll split the season series and get a very important road win if they want to try to make a case to the committee. Obviously, they'd have to go in through the tournament.
Yeah,
but
that's their only option.
That is going to be an important road win with a depleted bullpen and a heroic outing out of Hunter Ward to get them set for a playoff fight. And for the Spartans, after riding the highs of a sweep, well, almost a sweep, they lost the first game against the Mocs. It might be a little bit of a wake-up call as they prep for their toughest road trip yet.
Well, as I said, they came up with the runs, picked up 7, but they couldn't shut them down at the plate.
So congratulations to the Blazers. It isn't a world-ending cataclysmic upset. You know, it's happened in the past. They beat the Spartans a handful of times, and they still have the advantage over the last 5 or the last 10.
Yep.
And thanks to the win today, they'll make sure to draw level in the series. These two teams are frequent out-of-conference foes and playoff rivals. It'll be a tough task for the Blazers to make it, but maybe this will light a spark for some late-season heroics. And for Tampa, it'll light a spark to get back on track.
Back into conference.
So, Tampa will hit the road. We'll see you back here for Spartan baseball on April 24th when Tampa gets ready to take on Florida Tech. We'll already know how they do against Rollins in what will be a very important conference tie. But this weekend, they'll be in Fort Lauderdale. You can watch whatever they call Nova Sharks TV this weekend to see them in their 3-game series. For the Blazers, they'll also be active on the road in Tennessee against the Lee Flames, who were here last season in regional play in the playoffs. And who knows how GSC conference play finishes. They're currently 5th in the conference and maybe could end up back here as well. But for Jack Ike and our crew here in the SSE Digital Networks, Tampa Spartans TV, I'm kind of waffling. I'm Taylor Storley. We'll see you next time for more Spartan baseball. The Blazers win this one 8-7.